The life of King Felipe VI of Spain, if viewed from the outside, may have the appearance of a modern fairy tale. A handsome prince marries a beautiful journalist, becoming a majestic king in the heart of Europe. But the closer one looks, the more one peels back those glittering layers, the more one realizes that his life is a series of strange, complicated and seemingly inevitable situations. Right from the first step, the marriage with Letizia Ortiz, a famous television journalist, left many questions in the public's mind. Many people considered it a daring combination, breaking royal tradition, when Felipe chose a divorced woman, not of noble origin. But that was only the surface. After the lavish wedding, the relationship between them gradually revealed itself as a calculated alliance, rather than a real marriage. According to many reliable sources in the Spanish press, Felipe VI and Letizia live separate personal lives. The famous journalist Pilar Ayer, who has followed the royal family closely for decades, even described their relationship as nothing more than a working group. They only meet for purely professional reasons, she wrote, and have long since stopped seeing eye to eye. A chilling assessment that cuts to the heart of the palace's marital drama. Letizia, once expected to bring a modern breath to the royal family, has become the center of suspicion and controversy. Her long-standing infidelity has been a frequent topic in the press. The name of Jaime Del Burgo, a prominent lawyer and businessman, has been repeatedly mentioned in rumors as Letizia's longtime lover, even when she was already queen. Not stopping there, many other figures, whose identities are unknown, have also been included in the list of men who have had sexual relationships with Letizia. And despite all this, Felipe VI has remained strangely silent. It seems that the king has accepted a reality: the public image of the royal family must be protected at all costs, even if it means hiding the deepest wounds and betrayals in his personal life. Royal observers say that Felipe VI seems to choose to live a double life. On one side is the image of a model king in the public eye, on the other side is a lonely man in a loveless marriage. Many even suspect that he has had extramarital affairs, but has always been much more discreet than his wife. While Letizia is often caught in suspiciously intimate behavior in public or has leaked intimate text messages, Felipe keeps everything discreet, almost coldly. Some have suggested that Felipe VI's coldness and aloofness were also the reason for Letizia's search for sympathy in other men. But can that justify a series of behaviors that are considered unworthy of the position of queen? In a broader sense, their marriage was like a soap opera, in which each played the leading role in their own way, but never really reconciled. The smiles in the press photos, the hand-holding at events, the congratulations in speeches, all seem to be just a thin layer of paint covering a cold reality, two people living in the same palace, but two completely different worlds. Notably, those close to Felipe VI revealed that he had never been truly happy since ascending the throne. Despite being the one expected to restore trust in the royal family after the scandals of his father Juan Carlos I, Felipe VI fell into a vicious circle between duty and helplessness, between image and reality. Every day that passed, the distance between him and Letizia seemed to widen, not only in their hearts, but also in their eyes, in their gestures, in their silences at public events. The most bitter thing, perhaps, is not the betrayal, but having to live in a relationship that cannot be withdrawn. Royal marriage is not like normal divorces, it is a matter of the nation, of tradition, of millions of eyes watching. Felipe VI, even as a king, did not easily make the decision to part with a wife who no longer brought him warmth. So what will happen in the future? Many experts believe that the marriage will survive as a political arrangement, at least until sensitive factors such as royal prestige, international standing and the maturity of the princesses are preserved. But who knows, within the thick stone walls of the Zarzuela Palace, did Felipe VI ever secretly wish for a different life? A life where he would not have to play the role of exemplary king, would not have to smile at his cheating wife, would not have to hide his heartache, and above all, would be able to be true to himself. In a world where every move is scrutinized, where every word can become the next day's headline, Felipe VI is not just a man wearing a crown, he is a living symbol, a responsibility, the last man to carry the family on his shoulders. And that is why he cannot simply live like a normal person, with honest emotions, with exposed vulnerabilities, or with the right to give up when he is too tired. Some sources inside the Zarzuela palace have revealed that Felipe wanted to give up many times. Not the throne, but his tormented marriage to Letizia. But then he stopped. Because every time he stood at the threshold of decision, what he saw was not only the image of his betraying wife, but also the silhouettes of his two little daughters, Leonor and Sofia. Leonor, the future heir, was Felipe's only remaining pride in his small family. He put all his faith and hope into her, hoping that his daughter could grow up without having to endure the things he had experienced. But can a child escape the tense, cold atmosphere of a family where parents are just reluctant colleagues? Letizia, although always described by the press as a strong, modern, intelligent woman, lacks the most important thing in the role of a wife, that is loyalty and emotional delicacy. While her husband is increasingly haggard, quietly withdrawing into political and diplomatic tasks, Letizia constantly appears at parties, secret vacations, and is even photographed having intimate dinners with men who are not her husband. Many times, the international press has published evidence showing that Letizia still keeps in close contact with Jaime Del Burgo, her former lover, and even planned to leave the throne to live a simple life with him. Although that plan did not come to fruition, the fact that she was willing to think about it, while still bearing the title of Queen of Spain, has shaken the public's trust in her more and more. On the contrary, Felipe VI maintains himself like a marble statue. Despite his pain, he still plays the role of protector of the monarchy, the one who connects generations, the last support of a shaky institution in the midst of the turbulent 21st century. Perhaps that is why he has become more and more quiet and withdrawn. Those who have met him privately describe Felipe as someone sad in the eyes, tired in the soul. For many years, he lived like a shadow in his own palace, going on missions, attending celebrations, shaking hands, then returning to silent meals, separate rooms, and a wife who no longer shared his heartbeat. It can be said that Felipe VI is the first king of modern Europe to carry such a deep inner tragedy, when his marriage became the greatest burden of his life. The Spanish people, especially the older generation, still have a silent respect for Felipe VI. They understand that he did not choose this path, he was born to be king, not to live a life of freedom. But they also feel sorry, as day by day, he gradually becomes a sad model of silent sacrifice, of a lonely man on a cold throne. And Letizia? She seemed to have accepted her role as a stage star, always appearing with perfect charisma, always speaking in perfect tones to the media, and always acting as if nothing had gone wrong in her family life. But deep down, the public was also gradually realizing that she never really belonged there, not because of her past, but because of her actions, her choices, and the way she treated her husband. Perhaps one day, history will look back on the era of Felipe VI with a more objective, less glamorous view. People will tell of a king who lived through stormy years, not only in politics, but also in his seemingly secure home. They will remember him not only as the king who protected Spain's stability, but also as the last man of an old era, where loyalty and honor were still valued.